they ain't tell y'all? You tuning into the best morning show on the globe. It's Bradham and Emery in the morning, y'all. LeBron or Jordan, either one when I'm performing. Crossover, buzzer beater and I'm scoring. Bradham and Emery in the morning. Every play they on it. Every day I'm balling. Who's the coach? Who's the GOAT? Like Brady and Belichick, best show on the globe. And they embellish it. Y'all paying Ziffy. I'm Ken Griffey or maybe Mahomes. I stay in the zone, whether man to man or play in the zone. They can't stop me. Mayweather boxing. Curry with the shot, man. We just the best to be. Can we have our SB, please? This was meant to be. Every morning with Bradham and Emery.
Yes, sir. You know the vibes. Sunday morning, 9 a.m. You know what that means. Bradham and Emery, baby. Marcus Bradham, Justin Emery.
Good morning, sports fans. Week 7 action in the NFL is among us.
It is here.
I am excited, and it is a drama-free, stress day-free for us Eagles fans.
This is true.
So, the show is brought to you by Conshohocken Bakery. Check them out at conchibakery.com, 79 Jones Street. Call ahead at 610-825-9334. Again, check them out at conchibakery.com. And I was looking up the historical facts for today.
Yeah.
Today was actually a pretty boring day in history.
Oh, I don't like that.
Now, obviously, things have happened because there's been, history recorded for thousands of years on this day.
Correct.
But there's not really anything interesting.
All right.
So since I forgot to do yesterday's, I'll do yesterday's today.
I like it.
So yesterday in history, 1901, 119 years ago, the first successful barrel trip over the Niagara Falls.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Notice I said first successful one.
Yeah. There had to be a lot of failure to get this test.
Yes.
What's anything else?
Yes. Secondly, 75 years ago yesterday, 1945, the UN was officially recognized and chartered.
Wow, I feel smarter already in the first 2 minutes of the show. Thank you for that.
No problem.
Well, now we need to ratchet it down a little bit and get some basketball beef.
Oh, talk to me.
I forgot to get to yesterday.
Talk to me.
So, Shaquille O'Neal stays in the headlines and his beef with today's player. So we had JaVale McGee, we had Dame Lillard, and countless others that he's talked poorly on. Joel Embiid, our own Joel Embiid.
Dwight Howard.
Funny you mentioned Dwight Howard, because that has now been reunited again. There was when Dwight Howard played here for Lakers in his first run, their words exchanged. There were things said.
I was referencing back to when they played against each other when Dwight was in Orlando.
Right. Towards the end of
Shaq's career.
Yeah.
They they didn't see eye to eye playing against each other either.
No. When we be real about it, they've never, well, I'm going to say Shaq's never liked him. Well, I think a lot of it has to do with a lot of the comparisons early in Dwight Howard's career to Shaq. The Superman stuff. I don't think Shaq liked that because Shaq coined himself as being Superman. He had the tattoo.
The Diesel.
And, Dwight Howard came in. Dwight Howard, a lot of the things that Shaq did organically, Dwight Howard tried to put into his gimmick, so to speak. It was definitely gimmick infringement. Dwight Howard tried to be the fun big guy. He tried to.
I like that gimmick infringement.
Yeah, he tried to do the dancing and he did dunk contest and he bust out the cape and Superman. I don't think Shaq appreciated any of that and took it as an act of aggression. So,
I think that's a fair assessment.
Yeah. So recently, the Lakers won a championship, and Dwight Howard posted a emotional video celebrating, and Shaq was critical of his celebration, saying, "Listen, bro. If you didn't really have much to do with this championship on the court, I don't know why you're out here celebrating like this. You don't need to be posting pictures with the trophy. You don't need to be crying. Get it together." Now, here's my question. Well, first of all, Shaq is, in my opinion, notorious for hating on today's NBA player.
Yes, big time.
He just goes out of his way a lot of times to just say negative things about today's player. But I wanted to ask your opinion on this. What is the role of a guy who's part of a championship, like for instance, like J.R. Smith, he played like 7 minutes in the playoffs, and he's running around with his shirt off, like celebrating. Kyle Kuzma averaged our boy alternative Kyle. Alternative Kyle average 7.8 points.
Ever since you said that, now when I look at athletes, like when I watch a game, I think, I wonder if they went to an alternative school. Depending on how they look.
It'll be a fun game to play. Yeah, I mean,
all teams. We'll come up with that next week.
All teams who went to alternative schools. Yeah, but Kyle can't play with that kid.
No,
stay away from Kyle.
Don't go to Kyle's house.
You can't go to Kyle's. Kyle can come here, but you can't go to Kyle's house. He was that friend. He averaged like a whopping 7.8 points in the finals. Didn't hit one shot, but he tried to recreate that iconic Kobe Bryant picture with the trophy, and the hat, and that got some backlash. So. My question is, what is the proper celebration for a role player? I'm not going to say a role player. I'm going to say a guy who didn't really contribute that much. How can you celebrate? Are you allowed to celebrate?
So I'll touch all three examples you gave as far as those players. For Dwight Howard, it's not a problem because of how accomplished he is in the league. He doesn't have a championship trophy, to his name. He doesn't have any titles. That's basically the only thing he's missing. He's played in championships. I know he has Defensive Players of the Year. I'm not sure. I don't believe he actually has an MVP, though. But really the only thing missing from his resume, he's probably a Hall of Famer.
Oh, yeah. We need to put some respect on Dwight Howard's name.
Yeah.
I think people have forgotten because, he went through a very strange phase with the Washingtons and the Houston situation, and let the Lakers run. But
Dwight, a lot of people also use his personality against him because he's a weird guy.
He is a weirdo, and we've established that. And Dwight Howard, though, was fair to say dominant early in his career, and a defensive force. Offensively, but defensively dominant.
Absolutely, and. So for him, I have no problem with it because of what he's established. J.R. Smith, I personally just need to see the memes and the stories that come out from that.
Yes.
So I'm okay with that as well. Kyle Kuzma, alternative Kyle.
Alternative Kyle.
He that is now you want to take pictures with the trophy. You were on the team. You're getting a championship ring.
Yeah.
Your name will be on forever on that roster.
Right.
You were there at training. You were there at the practices, and you were grinding the whole time. You deserve to celebrate. But what was it? 7 points you said he averaged?
About 7.8.
7.8
to be exact.
You can't be celebrating.
You can't.
You're especially when you're supposed to be averaging 15.
Right. Yeah, he was supposed to be. He's supposed to be the third piece.
It was,
and it hasn't been that.
I think some of it is that people just don't like Kyle Kuzma.
Yes, I mean he is a hard person to love. I mean there were the rumors last year about LeBron and him not getting along. LeBron wanted to trade him. Who knows how true that stuff was? But I want to talk about though real quick the ultimate winner.
Yes.
Of this series is Dion Waiters.
Yes, I do. I'm familiar with what happened.
Yes,
but tell everybody out there listening.
Dion Waiters, if everyone remembers out there, I know this season felt like it went 5 years, but Dion Waiters began the season with the Miami Heat, and he ends up getting cut, but his contract was still valid with the Heat, so the Heat were still paying for him to even sign the Lakers. So no matter what happened in this series,
he was getting
Dion Waiters was getting a ring. So he wins for losing.
He wins for losing.
So the ultimate winner here is Dion Waiters. But here's the deal. So let's say the Lakers lost this series, and you're Dion Waiters. Do you do a quiet hip hip hooray, or is it, or you have to do that by yourself, in the room? What do you do?
You wait till you get back to your room in the bubble.
Yeah. How does that work?
Here's what he does. He waits until he gets back to his room in the bubble, does a little celebration, and then he doesn't want his teammates to hear him. So just hit up your edibles, man, and you'll be good to go.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I can't be mad at him for celebrating that win.
Nope.
You can't get because it's still a ring. You're still winning the championship.
Listen, if you put yourself in a position to win regardless of outcome, how can you hate on that?
No, you can't. So either way, he's just sitting there, ho hum. I don't really care what happens. Either way, I get a ring. It's great.
Yeah, I can't wait until some stories come out of when he came back to Philly and would celebrate with the championship.
I don't think he's allowed here, but that's not none of my business. Moving on. So I'm gonna ask you a question: are you a handy snacks man,
What's a handy snacks?
Justin? You don't know what the handy snacks are,
I do not.
bro? Come on, bro.
Talk to me.
Okay, so handy snacks is the package of the crackers on one side, stacked nice and neatly. You have the stack of crackers, and on the other side you have the cheese.
Oh yeah, okay. I never heard it referred to as that.
What do you call it?
Cheese and crackers.
No. Cheese and crackers is like Triscuits and like sharp cheese. Handy snacks is in a package, prepackaged.
I'm familiar.
Okay, so are you a fan?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a problem.
What happened?
So back in the day, first handy snacks may be, I'm gonna say, is a top 5 lunch bag item when you were in
Absolutely.
school. Like
Absolutely.
most kids packed the handy snacks, and it was probably one of the most popular traded items.
No doubt
at the
about
lunch
it.
Table.
No doubt
Like,
about
if
it.
someone had handy snacks, my eyes, and I didn't have it, my eyes went there. What can I
Yes.
trade? What can I trade to get those handy snacks? Now, the MVP of the handy snack was the red plastic
Oh yeah,
tiny
little
knife
spreader
The
thing.
little spreader. Okay? So, that's the MVP of the whole operation. Because without that, it doesn't work because now I got to use my finger. I don't want to, I'm not going to say I have sensory issues, but I don't really enjoy like wet cheese touching my fingers. It's not for me.
Okay.
I need something to spread. Okay? I got to have that. So, here's the issue. They have gotten rid of the red plastic thing. I don't know what to call it. It's just like a red...
The spreader. We'll call it the spreader.
I mean, a tiny shank. I mean, you could probably use it as one if you needed to.
Probably.
But,
That thing's incredibly sturdy.
It is. It does not break. I've never seen one break.
Nope.
But it's gone now. So, handy snacks. What are we doing? How because now, I don't want to, if you're a kid at lunchtime, you don't want to have to pack. I don't even know if you're allowed to pack. You probably can't pack a butter knife, right?
Oh, I can't imagine it.
School.
That's
So what do
plastic
I do?
cutlery, probably.
Say it again.
Plastic cutlery.
A plastic cutlery.
Cutlery, you know,
Cutlery?
like
yeah. Well, the plastic knife.
Yeah.
I guess you get that at lunch, but I don't want to do all that. I don't want to. That's
oh
an
no,
extra
it's
problem.
inconvenient. Oh yeah, it's inconvenient.
So inconvenient. And lunchtime, you got about 20 minutes, so you got to get down to business.
I agree.
You don't have time. You don't have time for any wasted motion. Because you ever have back in the day when your mom would pack the lunches and she would forget a spoon for your yogurt, and you had to get up and go get the spoon.
Yes.
That's 5 minutes right there.
Yeah.
Mom, I don't have time for this. You need to be on point. I would go home and cuss my mom out. It was literally at the end of a game, you lose a game, you sit the player down and Mom, listen, I'm gonna need you to be prepared here. We gotta have all the items in the bag. Everything to be covered. I don't have time to get to the because that cafeteria was huge. So my table was all the way in the corner. So I have to get up and maneuver, Euro step, spin moves to get to the spoons, and then to get to the spoons, you had the lunch line.
Yeah.
So now I gotta cut in front of people. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I need to get a spoon.
Yeah.
It was a whole thing. I don't have time for that. I need my spoon in my bag. So now you see the problem with handy snacks. We can't have that.
Have you ever had the handy snack that instead of the full cracker, it was a little mini breadstick, so you just dipped it?
Yes. I enjoy the breadstick. Yes.
Now, what if they're just trying to steer you towards that now?
No, because I prefer the cracker. I like the breadstick, prefer the cracker.
Fair.
I feel more proper with the cracker. You can spread, make eye contact with people. You know what I mean?
I'm dunking.
You're a dunker?
I'm a dunker.
Were you a Dunkaroo man?
Oh, come on.
Love Dunkaroos.
Come on now.
So let me give me this.
I'm offended that you would even question that.
Give me your go-to childhood lunchroom snacks.
Does this include chips and
Oh yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
All right. Funyuns.
Funyuns?
Funyuns, man.
You brought the Funyuns in the lunchroom?
Oh, I would like. Oh,
This is what I didn't expect. I mean, I like Funyuns, but I've never seen Funyuns in the lunchroom.
oh, I punish Funyuns.
You were a wild kid.
Funyuns.
I can already tell by the same after you said Funyuns when you got lunch. You were
Yeah,
a wild
Funyuns.
kid.
Dunkaroos was huge.
Huge.
Dunkaroos was huge. Fruit by the foot.
Oh, whoa. The fruit by the foot. Look
Fruit
at you.
by the foot.
Yes.
Also, fruit roll up. Those two go hand in hand.
Yeah, they go hand in hand. But fruit by the foot was more of a stock for me.
Yes. Back when it was still good, tasty cake.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Specifically, the peanut butter ones. The peanut butter.
Tannies.
Yes.
Yeah, Tannies are good.
Those
I
were
like
the specific
chocolate
ones.
cupcakes, not the ones with the cream in the middle. That's weird for me. I'm not into that.
I don't like too much chocolate. Like if something's like
So you
real
don't like the
chocolate.
chocolate on the chocolate.
Yeah, and I'm not a big fan of that.
The icing. Are you saying?
Yeah, like if it's
I'm not a
chocolate on
huge fan of
chocolate,
icing
I
either.
don't like. Yeah, I'm
I
not a
hear
big
you.
fan of that.
I like taste cake pies.
Yeah,
That was an item.
crimpets. Butterscotch.
crimpet man.
Oh, and I would crush the crimpets. They're not above the.
You know what chip was not allowed on my table?
What was
Sun
that?
chips.
Oh no, I'll crush Sun Chips.
Get outta here.
But
You
only
can't come to my table with
the cheddar one. I don't like. That's the only kind I like. The cheddar
I think
one.
Sun Chip is the poorest chip of the chip family.
I'm trying to think
Not
what
a good
else.
chip.
What was it?
Doritos.
Doritos.
Gotta
I was
have
about to say Doritos.
Huge.
That's
Do you ever
massive.
have a kid at the lunch table that had the brown paper bag, but his mom packed so many snacks, the bag's like bursting out?
Yeah.
Like, how many snacks do you need to get through a lunch? Like, the appropriate amount of snacks is 2. You can have a sweet, you can have a salty. Anything above that is you're just gorging. It's too much. 2
yeah.
snacks. You need here's a perfect lunch. Give me a nice sandwich, whatever lunch meat cheese you choose. I like a sun-kissed orange. I enjoy that. And give me a salty. I'll do, again, the handy snacks or cheesing or a Doritos or something of that magnitude. Give me something sweet. Maybe even a little piece of candy, like a Tootsie Roll or something. But I don't need my bag full to the brim because here's the deal. You bring too many snacks, everybody at the table thinks you're giving away something.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I will take that snack, I'll put it in my locker and save it for later for the bus ride. I'm not giving you anything.
Absolutely.
You can't have my snacks unless you got a good trade.
The thing is that you always know the guy who has the good things to trade.
Absolutely.
So whenever you get something good and you're like, I might not want this, I gotta save this to trade it with him.
Right. Yeah, you know the kids, the MVP moms that pack the great snacks. Because these are your good friends, so a lot of time you're over their houses. So there's times I had to scout the pantry.
Then you also had those friends where you're like, I'm not trading anything with them.
Your mom obviously hates you. She doesn't love you.
I had a friend of mine that I went to school with that his mom would pack him his snacks. Like, you know how you had your snack at recess and then your lunch snacks?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So his snack at recess would be like an apple.
No.
And then his snacks at lunch, it would be like a sandwich or whatever, lunch meat, cheese, whatever it is. But then it would be like carrots and celery and like a plum.
A plum?
Yeah, like that would be his.
That's not love. That's not good. You can't do that. That's poor.
And he'd always be like, "Yo, you guys trying to trade something?"
Absolutely not. You're lucky you're allowed to sit here. Your snack is depreciating our snack value. Our snacks are all lined up nice and cute, and you over here with plum. No,
Yeah,
we can't even have a conversation. And carrot sticks. I don't want to trade with you.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Peaches, like
That's no
grapes.
good. Listen, there's room for fruit at the lunch table, but it needs to be accompanied with a bomb snack.
Yes. No,
Like,
but this was.
if you give me fruit, I don't mind grapes or whatever. I don't like to do the strawberries. It gets a little messy.
He had whole meals based around it.
No, that's no good. Yeah, I bet you had the plastic containers too. The plastic container kid.
You already know.
I knew it.
You already know.
I'm a Ziploc man. It's in a Ziploc. It's in a bag. Don't give me a plastic container. I don't want to be responsible for anything.
You know what? I'm a tinfoil guy.
Tinfoil's good.
I take when I'm done. Boom, wrap it up in tinfoil.
And then it comes basketball.
Yes.
Kobe.
Yes. Yes.
So speaking of childhood, we've got some really, really bad news about Charlie Brown.
I've heard this.
I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all.
Does it make me?
Say again.
I was just saying, does it make me soulless to have no opinion on it?
Yes,
Okay.
it does. Because I have a strong opinion of sadness.
I have no opinion of this.
First time since 1966, Charlie Brown will not be on television.
Yes.
Moving to Apple TV.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we at? Where are we at here? Like, come on. Like, can we get, like, I remember, and listen, I'm not going to sit here and tell you Charlie Brown is the greatest cartoon ever. I'm not going to say that because that's ridiculous. But for me, Charlie Brown is just a staple of childhood. It's not, I mean, the animation's not that great. The story plot lines aren't that great. It's not overly funny. It's just a staple. I'm looking at producer Jay. Jay looks sad. He looks sad and upset about this right now. I can see. Yep. Charlie Brown is just, like, listen, I love Charlie Brown, and Charlie Brown is something I should be able to enjoy. I want to pass this down to my children. I don't want to have to go to Apple TV to watch Charlie Brown. Like, Charlie Brown Christmas special, that is, to me, childhood in a bottle. Like, I remember, and like, I remember back, I'm old enough to remember, like, and this is another thing that annoys me. You know, remember the Rudolph claymation?
Yeah.
Santa Claus, all that stuff? They don't show that on Christmas Eve anymore. They play it, like, throughout the month. Like, when I was a kid, I used to have my special Christmas pajamas, the footies, laying on the edge of bed, my hands on my chin, watching all of these shows in succession, getting hyped for Christmas. Even in the Charlie Brown Great Pumpkin, which is supposed to be coming up, it's not going to happen. I would watch that too, and it would show that, like, usually Halloween, like, night, just before, like, Halloween night, like, after you came trick-or-treating, you have your little candy, and the Great Pumpkin's on. What's going on, world? Have we suffered enough in 2020? Now you're taking Charlie Brown away from me too? I'm looking at your face right now. You don't seem to care at all. And I don't like that. I don't like the energy you're getting back from your face.
I have no
emotion on your face at all. And I don't like that.
I have no opinion of this whatsoever. I mean, I understand that. Well, I hear everything you're saying. It is a staple. I'm not saying it's not. But me personally, it doesn't affect me. I can't tell you the last time I watched it. I can't tell you the last time I saw it. I can't even really tell you the full story plot of it.
Of which one? The pumpkin or
either one? Pick one.
No, come on, Justin. Come on, bro.
I'm just here to tell you the truth.
I mean, I appreciate your honesty.
It's hard for me to have an opinion on something that I have no recollection of. Like, I'm sure that I watched it when I was a kid. Absolutely, I'm sure I did. I remember watching it.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything about it, and nor do I really have much emotion towards this topic. Like, you're clearly much more distraught about this.
I'm upset.
My opinion would be, just real quick, go and grip up some DVD copies of it.
I don't want to do that. That to me. That. It's not bad advice. I just don't want to do that because first of all, it's a lot of effort. Who has a DVD player out consistently? No one. I have everything. My cable package provides me with everything I need. I have on demand now. I don't need DVDs. That's number one. Number two, it's just not. I like the organic feel of saying, "Hey guys, let's gather around and turn on the Charlie Brown," and there he is.
Well, you can also get a digital copy of it.
That's a good point. But still, I don't want to. Charlie Brown shouldn't be involved in technology. It shouldn't be. Charles Schultz didn't want this.
You just said you wanted to watch him on TV, though.
I do, but not this way.
Okay.
I want to do it my way.
So,
I'm very particular about the way I watch my Charlie Brown.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, listen, I know I probably sound like a dinosaur right now. It's just sad. Like, this is something that I know, like, there's a lot of people out there that's going to be really upset about Charlie Brown not being on ABC.
Listen, if you want to watch Charlie Brown,
I mean, listen, ESPN,
in your
ABC,
living room, that is up to you.
Lucy, living room.
But you just got to know it will not be on cable.
I don't like that. I don't like
in
that.
Your living room.
No, it won't be there at all. It won't be in any room. So, yesterday I did something I have never done before in my life.
What was that?
I watched college football all day. And I've never...
I watched one game.
Yeah,
we'll get to that
game that you watched, but because we watched it, we both watched the same thing. But I watched college football all day yesterday, which is something that like I said, I've never done that before. And I came across with an observation I want to run by you. So I'm watching. I saw a lot of nasty hits yesterday.
Yeah,
a lot of nasty hits, and
there's way bigger hits in college than there are in the NFL.
Right, because and I have a theory as of why. These kids are not being taught how to properly read defenses, I believe. I look at these wide receivers, and they don't understand the difference between a man defense and a zone defense. If you are running in space as a wide receiver and no one is around you and you're running across the field, that's probably because they're in a zone defense.
I agree.
So when you're in a zone defense, you should be taught to do what's called sitting down in the zone.
You find a pocket and you sit there.
You sit in the zone. If you are running full speed, you're running into...
You're breaking into different zones.
Exactly. So you're running into a defensive pocket where
there's someone waiting for you.
Is waiting for you. Right. And this is why you're getting clocked. This is why this is happening to you. When you're getting your clock cleaned, it's because you're not reading the defense. Like, sit down in the zone. And what I mean by sitting down in the zone, for the people who don't understand that terminology, you find an area, So there's
going to be a pocket on the field where you might have 3 guys deep, but the field is 40 plus yards wide. So you're going to have these pockets between these 3 defenders where you can just sit down at.
Right.
So just find the soft spot in the and that's another one, finding the soft spot in the zone. You find it and you just turn around, sit there and wait.
And give your quarterback an area to throw the ball.
Because if the defenders break their zone assignments, you will have a big play somewhere on the field.
Right. Right. If it's man to man, you know that because someone's on your tail. Someone's trailing you, someone's behind you, someone's in front of you. You're gonna know. But if you're in an area, if you don't see anyone around you, that's a click in your head. They're playing zone. I don't want to die.
Yes.
So
sit down.
I need to just stop running and just turn to catch. And then when I catch the ball, then I can make a move. But don't run full speed across the middle of the field. Because you're going to end up hurt. And at the end of the day, like we're in this time with football where, guys are worried about head injuries and all stuff like that. But I can't blame the defender for that. But the defender takes the penalty for that. But that's the offense. For me, it's the wide receiver's fault. Read the defense. I don't want to hit you like that. But if I have a shot, I'm going to take it. And if you're not paying attention and doing what you're supposed to be doing, that's my fault? I get penalized for that now? Come on.
It's a very fair assessment. And there's actually a few reasons why I think that point to it. Number one is that the offenses in college, they just want to move the ball, put the points up on the board, deal with the rest later.
Right.
The big programs, the Alabamas, the Ohio States, the Oklahomas, et cetera, they replace 5-star recruits with 5-star recruits. So, somebody gets hurt, I mentioned that because I know the Alabama receiver, I forget what his name is, just broke his ankle yesterday. He's out for the year.
Yeah.
The guy behind him who's going to come in and replace him would start on 200 other programs.
Right.
So for the bigger programs, I don't think it matters as much to teach these. Like, if they just have a guy who's just flat out better physically than any defender they're going to line up, they're just going to whatever they got to do to get him the ball. Because the coaches in college, it's not their job to make you get to the next level.
Right.
Okay, their job is to have you coach you while you're in their school, in their program, and get wins for for the program. If you happen to excel well enough to the point that you get drafted, so be it. But it's not on the coach in college to get you drafted.
Right.
So that's why you see these receivers that are coming into the NFL that look so polished because they're the ones that do care.
Yeah.
That's why you can go out and trust the majority of these rookie receivers because they're the ones putting in work because they do care. Another part of that is that the quarterbacks in college don't help these guys.
No.
They're not they're leaving these receivers hanging out to dry.
Right.
So that's another big thing. You don't have quarterbacks that can deliver a pass that protects the receiver.
Right.
So they're being, not only are they running into danger, they're being led into danger.
Right.
And
I'm saying, like, we come back to the line of scrimmage. I'm saying, yo, idiot, pay attention to what's going on here. I don't want you to get hurt. Just pay, like, if you. You're reliant though on the quarterback being able to see that. Yeah.
I mean, we're going to talk about this game, more in depth in a little bit, but the quarterback for Indiana, I mean, I wouldn't want to catch passes from him.
Absolutely not.
Like, he would leave. Like,
he was reckless.
His players, the receivers for Indiana, were getting smoked on every single play.
Yeah.
And this is a Big Ten program, a Power 5 conference program.
Right.
Their quarterback was leaving these guys hanging out to dry.
Agreed.
And so you blame the receivers. They're the ones running into trouble, but they're not getting any help.
Right. So you mentioned that we gotta get into this Penn State game.
Yeah.
Because I am still highly upset by the ending of that game. And I want to say this first, that I'm not a huge Penn State fan. I didn't go to Penn State. I'm actually a Temple guy because I have Temple in my family. So, but Penn State is, it's local. So I do root for them. But, like, what happened yesterday was a sports injustice. And I still, 24 hours removed, cannot believe what I witnessed. So for those who aren't watching, like, the game, Penn State, the game shouldn't have been as close as it was. It shouldn't have came down to this play. It shouldn't have happened. You put it, we talked on the phone last night. You put it eloquent last night when you said that Penn State deserved to lose the game, but they did not deserve to lose the game that way.
Yes.
And the way they lost that game was unbelievable, and I still can't understand what happened. So you had 2-point conversion, and the quarterback rolls out, tries to run to the pylon, and if you look at it live, the ball hits the pylon.
Yes.
So the controversy there is, did he break the pylon before?
And where did he break the pylon? If you hit the pylon in the front,
right,
it's not a touchdown. You have to hit it on the side.
Right, exactly, because that breaks the plane.
Yes.
So you go to replay, and the first replay or two, and usually when you do replay on TV, the first one or two, you can't tell anything.
Right.
You gotta wait for the better camera angles. You get to replay 3, 4, 5. That's when you start to see what's really going on. We get to that point of the film. It is clear as day the ball hits out of bounds before it hits the pylon.
Yes.
It's not even close. It's not even close. And my question, we'll start with a simple physics question. Can a football be two places at once? Is it possible to hit the pylon and be out of bounds at the same time?
So, by no means am I a scientist, but I'm going to have to say no.
Yes, that's my answer too. It cannot be two places at once. So
now, I thought in real time that he was out of bounds. I even saw it and I said,
it's a good eye by you.
I said, I don't think he's in. And then, like, in the replay, I mean, it's clear as day. The ball hits out of bounds and then breaks the plane. And I said, well, I guess this is a new rule that breaking the plane and being out of bounds cancel each other out.
Right.
Like I said, you mentioned we talked last night after the game. They should have blown out Indiana.
Correct.
Like, this should have been a double-digit point win.
Mm-hmm. And
I don't mean just like 10 points. Like, it should have been 17, 20, 24 points. Indiana hasn't beaten a ranked opponent since the late 80s.
Yep.
Okay, there's no way that this game should have ever been that close. So Penn State doesn't deserve to win the game. If you don't play well, you don't deserve to win the game, even if you're the better team. You don't deserve to lose a game, regardless of how bad you played, when referees decide to insert themselves in the outcome of the game.
Right. And what's maddening about this is, I asked the question, it's rhetorical, but what is the point of instant replay at this point? What is the point?
If you can't correct mistakes with it, why do you have it?
Right. Why are we wasting 25 minutes for you to stand pat on something you know is wrong? Because here's the deal. When you have instant replay, they're looking at the same angles we're looking at, and maybe even better ones. I'm going to assume better ones than we have. They have guys back in...
Much better than what we have.
Back in wherever
they have camera guys on the sidelines who the feed from their camera only goes to the replay booth.
Right.
Like, they have angles that you never see on TV.
Right. And then you have guys who are specifically watching this play sitting with 25 to 30 different monitors, watching all of this and seeing every angle of this. So how can all of this technology, all of these people get this wrong? And when you have 10 minutes, and we can't be swayed by where you are. Because if this, you brought up another great point.
Yep.
If this is in Happy Valley, what happens? This call's overturned. But because we're in Indiana, we stick with it? That doesn't make any sense. Right is right, wrong is wrong. It's that simple.
I agree.
And if you see where you made a mistake, don't be so prideful to not be able to say, hey, you know what? I messed up here. I didn't get it right. Let me get it right here.
I mean, I agree 100%.
And listen, you have those calls where it's so close. Okay, you called him a field one way. I got to stick with that. This was not that. This was not that. So that's my problem with this is we cannot have a situation and have an issue where these referees insert themselves to decide, because basically what's happened here, and then again, we talked about Penn State did not play well, but at the same time, they still were in position to win the game. And you've basically ruined their season with this call. They're not on a playoff team. They don't have a shot now. They were the 8th ranked team in the country going into this game. They're now out. They're not going to be a playoff team now. So,
see, here's the thing that's going to frustrate me most with that game is that regardless of the outcome of next week's game, which is when they play Ohio State, I'm going to be frustrated. Because if they win, it won't matter because they lost this game.
Right.
They won't make it to the playoffs. And if they lose, I'll be frustrated because they lost.
Yeah.
So it just it sucks when now I'm not naive enough to think that Penn State is going to win the championship this year anyway.
Yeah. I mean, that quarterback, Clifford's terrible.
Yeah,
he's not good.
I had told you, I texted you yesterday during the game that it was the worst quarterback that I've seen since Rob Bolden, and Rob Bolden finished his college career as a wide receiver.
Yeah. The throw he made on, I think it was supposed to be a screen. It's one of the worst throws I've ever seen in my life.
I saw that happen, and I was like,
yeah.
What is going on?
It's
here?
really, really bad.
I've seen guys in my flag football league make better reads than that.
Yeah, it was a really bad, poor decision. He turned the ball over, I think, 3 times.
3 times.
Yeah.
Now, granted, he had like 130 yards rushing.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that he's not the only quarterback in college that had 100 yards rushing yesterday.
Right. No, he's not. Yeah, so that's...
Never thought I'd say we were going to miss Trace.
Yeah, right?
Now he's buried on the depth chart in Baltimore.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just was highly frustrated by that. And it's one of those things where that, for me, that hurts the way when I watch sports. I don't like that. I don't like saying things like that because that bothers me because, these guys are out here playing their hearts out, and they deserve better than that. And they don't deserve the game be taken away from them by referees.
Man, like if you're going to lose the game, lose it because you played poorly. Don't lose it because the referees decided to insert themselves into the game. And I feel like it's much worse in college football than other sports.
Right.
You don't really hear much about referee, you don't hear this problem a lot in hockey.
No.
Not so much. Like you have call controversy in the NFL and in the NBA, but you don't really have that the official inserting himself.
Right.
But the worst of all, baseball.
Correct.
The umpires regularly make themselves headlines.
Yep. I completely agree.
And there's a certain umpire who I will call by name, but I'm going to describe him first, who he makes himself bigger than the game.
Cowboy. You know Cowboy Joe West?
Joe West.
Cowboy Joe West.
He has changed.
How old is he? 79?
He has changed. I don't even want to say just series, like baseball series.
Yeah.
He may have changed trajectories of careers.
Yeah, and real quick, umpires should not have nicknames. Like the idea that you have a nickname, and I knew exactly the fact that I knew exactly who you were talking about before you said it is a problem in itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I shouldn't know who Joe West is.
No,
I don't know. I couldn't name you any other umpires.
I can't name one.
I
of
know
them.
Cowboy Joe West.
Yes,
I know him, and we know in the NFL, Ed Hockley for the arms and the first down. But at the end of the day, I think NFL, umpires, you don't even see their faces.
no.
So how do I know your name? Because you're not doing something right.
And the only people you know in the NBA is that old white dude with the slicked back hair.
Yes.
Who does every game, it seems like. He does every game in the whole NBA.
Yep.
He does every game for every team in every city.
So, speaking of sports,
Yes.
this is a terrible segue. Everything speaking of sports. Let's go around week 7 stress-free. How about that?
Love it. Stress-free NFL.
Stress-free NFL. Let's go around the league.
Let's get some money on these bets today. Let's convert some W's on some betting slips.
Let's help people out.
Okay, I'm picking at a 72% win rate on these games.
Yes, and no money.
And no money. So
that's where I am.
Don't bet like I bet.
Yeah.
Just listen to my picks though.
Right, and just be smarter about your parlays.
Yes.
Like my parlays are outrageous.
Now, real quick to just wrap up week 6, I edged you out by one game.
Mm-hmm.
You had 9-4 for the week. I had 10-3, and it came down to the Arizona Dallas game.
Yeah, which was a terrible decision by me. I recognize that. As we got off there, I said, "What am I thinking?"
Listen, it seems that you might be doing this more and more often, so we can just work on changing your ways. First, it was Trevor Lawrence. Now
Yeah.
it was the Cowboys and the Cardinals. No, it's all right. We're working on it.
We'll get together. We'll
Yeah,
figure it
we're
out.
working on it. So,
All right, so let's
hit me with the week 7. What do we got?
Let's start in Tennessee.
Okay.
Big game in the AFC Central. We got Tennessee-Pittsburgh.
In the where?
Central, right? I mean AFC. I'm sorry, AFC Central. AFC Central, right?
They're in
Central?
different. No, they're in different. One of them's in the north. One of them's in the south.
Oh, right. I'm sorry.
You're getting your sports mixed up.
I am. I'm all confused. I'm sorry. Huge game, though, nevertheless. 2 undefeated teams. Tennessee-Pittsburgh. Now, earlier in the week, Tennessee was a slight favorite.
I mean, I'm going with Pitt.
Pittsburgh is a plus 1.5.
I'm taking Pitt outright.
And I am going Tennessee outright. I think Tennessee's a better team. And Pittsburgh, I believe they're a good team. I don't think they're a great team. I think they fall here today.
I disagree. I'm going with Pitt. I'm going Pitt outright.
Victory.
Outright Pittsburgh.
All right, I like it. Next game on the docket, we got Green Bay, Houston. Houston is a plus 3.5 at home against the Pack.
I like Packers. I really don't have any faith in Houston at all whatsoever. I don't have any faith. I mean, I know Bill O'Brien's not there anymore, but I just don't have any faith in that franchise. And on the other side, I have all the faith in the world in Aaron Rodgers. So I'm going Packers.
And I'm with you on this one. Listen, Packers come off a horrible loss last week to Tampa Bay.
That's as bad as I've ever seen Aaron Rodgers play.
Yeah, it was. It started out really well. It didn't end well. So I expect them to rebound against the Texans. Next, we'll go to New Orleans as they are at home against the feisty Carolina Panthers. New Orleans is a -6.5 at home.
I'm taking Panthers and the points because Sanders and Michael Thomas are both out for New Orleans.
Yes.
So I'm taking Panthers and what's it, +6.5?
Yes.
I'm taking Panthers +6.5.
Again, I'm with you on that because what I said about the Panthers all year is the Panthers play hard. They play hard and they fight. And New Orleans, even with their weapons, are not the juggernaut they have been the past couple of years. Not the we kind of
Drew Brees is showing his arm.
Yes. I mean those
or lack of, I should say.
Those arm issues from 2006 are coming to fruition now.
Yes.
So I feel like this is going to be closer, and I wouldn't be surprised if Carolina wins the game. I wouldn't take them outright,
but give me the points. I'll take it. I
agree. We got the Jets and Buffalo. The Jets are +10 at home. I'm taking
Buffalo outright for our pick.
Yeah.
I would take Buffalo -10.5.
Let me ask you a question. Speaking of Jets, we talk about Trevor Lawrence maybe being drafted to that team. Do we have a protest?
What do you mean?
Does Trevor Lawrence say, I'm not going there?
Well, he's only a junior. He can come back to college.
Right. But I think he wants to come out this year.
Oh, I mean, I know he wants to come out this year. But there's no benefit for him not to.
If he gets drafted by the Jets, does he go? Or do we see Eli Manning? What would you do if you were Trevor Lawrence? Would you go?
No. I would not. And there's a lot of reasons for that. Number one, I personally wouldn't want to play in New York. It's going to be expensive. I'm going to lose a lot of money in taxes just playing there. It's cold weather. I would prefer not to play in cold weather. I have to every year go play and at Buffalo, at New England. Me personally, no, I wouldn't. And if you are dead set on coming out this year, I tell the Jets, if you draft me, I will not play.
Yeah, the Jets are a mess.
Like, I never understood the Eli Manning thing because I didn't understand why he didn't want to go to San Diego. I didn't get it. I'm not sure why he didn't want to play for the Chargers. I also didn't.
I mean, it's a bad market. I mean, it's not a great sports market. Here's the thing. Here's the deal with
San Diego is a baseball city.
Yeah, but here's the problem with out there. There's so many other things that you can do that does not involve sports. It's gonna be fun.
Now,
so sports, they don't care about their sports the same way we do out here because they have it's just more for them to do. Like if I had the option of going to the beach every day, or just stepping outside and there's millions of things to do. I don't know that sports would be my number one focus. There's just more things.
The Chargers in San Diego had a fantastic fan base. I know Chargers fans. I've been to San Diego during games. The Chargers have a great fan base in San Diego.
The people that support them, yes.
Yes. So I just never understood why he didn't want to go there. Same with Joey Bosa. He ended up obviously signing and they moved to LA and all that. But he didn't want to go there at first either. He held out and then reluctantly signed, moved to LA and all that. I never understood why Eli did it. But as far as New York, I would have, regardless of the fact that they're completely inept at football operations and all things related to pigskin, they are completely inept at it. I wouldn't want to go to the Jets regardless. Yeah. Even when Rex Ryan was there and they were solid, I wouldn't have wanted to go there anyway.
Parcells? The Parcells days?
I'm not. I'm
You're
not.
out.
I'm
You're not doing it.
I'm not.
All right.
Like if it's pro sports is the only profession where you don't get to choose where you work.
That's a good point.
Like any other profession in the whole world, you can choose.
Never thought about it that way.
Now, it's not necessarily guaranteed you're going to get a job there, but you can choose to work wherever you want in any other profession. But in pro sports, the team that takes you, you're stuck living there.
And odds are, if you are really good,
you're going to a
really
team
bad
that
situation.
sucks.
Yeah, odds are. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. I agree.
That's why you see these free agents, they want to go to Tampa Bay. They
Right.
want to go to Miami. They want to go to L.A.
Right.
Now, I've said before that the best city for players financially in the NFL to play in is Houston.
Really?
It is the best because your game's salary is based off of where you play the game at. So Texas has no income tax. So all your home games are no income tax. You're guaranteed.
Team Delaware.
Yeah. Well, no, the Delaware has income tax. They have no sales tax.
Sales tax. Yeah, right.
Florida has no income tax. So you're guaranteed one at Jacksonville division game a year. You have a dome. You have 8 dome games a year at home, and you're guaranteed a 9th dome game in Indianapolis within the division. So as far as players,
An agent.
as far as players financially and comfortability playing in a dome, warm weather city, big city, all of that, Houston is at the very top of the list, in my opinion. The reason why it's not Dallas is because Dallas plays at D.C., at Philadelphia, at New York, and doesn't have the same perks that the Houston division has.
Yeah. So
that's my sidebar for today.
I enjoyed the sidebar. So let's move on to Dallas at Washington. Big game for the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
They are.
I'm sorry. You were taking Buffalo, correct?
Yes.
All right. Just wanted to make sure for the record.
Yeah. Big game for Dallas. They are a +1.5 on the road, which I think, in my opinion, is a gift.
And who are they playing?
They're playing Washington. Listen, at the end of the day, I don't see a scenario how it's possible where Dallas loses this football game. Not that they're a great team or a good team. I just don't see how they lose the Washington football team. I don't see it happening. I personally believe that this is a must-win for Dallas going into next week. And I think it's a gift from the betting gods that they're upset. I think it makes them good money on this game.
Yeah, I can't imagine that Dallas is going to lose to Washington.
How does that happen?
I mean, Dallas is bad. They're not a good team. Andy Dalton is beyond shot.
Agreed.
But Washington, they're moving at such a slow pace that they're actually moving backwards.
Right.
Believe it or not.
Right. And you look at Dallas. As bad as they are, they still have weapons.
Weapons galore everywhere.
I don't know how Washington scores enough points to beat Dallas.
They shouldn't.
They just can't. So I got to go Dallas.
Like
I said, I don't understand how they're a dog here, but whatever. Take that money.
Get some money.
Take that money. Next is an interesting one for me. Cincinnati at home against Cleveland. Cincinnati is a +3.5 at home. For me, I think this is the game. I think Cincinnati wins here. I think the Browns in a weird spot where Baker. I don't know if those ribs are right.
He's playing.
He's playing. He's playing, but those ribs are still there. He's so wildly inconsistent.
Very much so.
You just never know week to week we're gonna get with him, and How is it possible that you draft Johnny Manziel 2 times in a row? How does that happen?
Oh, I said that when they drafted him. I thought it was going to be Johnny Manziel.
This guy, his personality is great. He's going to get it. He has more commercials on TV than wins.
Yes.
And that's a problem.
His agent booking those insurance commercials,
which are really funny, by the way. I love them. Baker at home.
Yeah, I mean, they're okay.
I enjoy them.
Okay.
I enjoy Baker at home.
Okay.
And then he has Hulu.
Yes. Yeah, his Hulu has live sports.
Yep. So his agent is killing the game.
His agent is on fire.
But I don't. But at the end of the day, it's
I'm going with Cleveland for two reasons. Number one, they actually played head to head already this year, and Cleveland, the score on the scoreboard is closer than the game indicates.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland really gave him the business that game, so Cincinnati will win a game. We've both said that they will win a game. Joe Burrow will win games.
Yeah, he's flirted. I mean, he's flirted here in Philly winning the game.
Yes, but I don't think that this is the game.
And by the way, if you are, you stay away from this game. If you're
if you're betting, you stay away from it.
There's no reason to touch this game at all.
No, but so you're going with Cincinnati?
I am.
Going with Cleveland.
Here's a game I like. Atlanta, Detroit. Atlanta's a -2 at home. I got the Lions in this one. I got the Lions at a +2. I think that's a good bet to take.
So this also is a game that you don't touch.
I'm touching.
Oh, I'm not touching this game. I'm not touching the game, but I'm actually going. I'm going Atlanta.
Okay.
Because Matt Patricia is just so bad. That's my reasoning is that Matt Patricia is not a good coach.
Matt Patricia is a fool, but I mean Atlanta has a lot of fools over there too. So.
Well, yeah, but they got rid of the biggest one.
Yeah, correct. This could be 65-60. Vegas, Tampa Bay.
I'm going Tampa Bay big time because I know how decimated the Raiders roster is from COVID.
Yes. Yeah, we talked about that last week. I got the Bay also. Kansas City, Denver.
Vegas, their whole offensive line was sent home for COVID the other day.
Not surprised. Weird things happen in Vegas. Kansas City, Denver. Kansas City -7. Kansas City.
Not even close.
Frisco, Patriots.
Bill is going to expose his former guy, Jimmy Garoppolo. So I'm going with New England.
I agree. Chargers, Jags, Chargers.
Yeah. Oh, come on now.
Interesting. Arizona, Seattle. Arizona at home, a +4. I like Arizona.
I'm going the other way, man. I'm going with Seattle.
Oh, this is going to be an interesting week. This is going to be an interesting week for us. Rams, Bears. Bears a +6 on the road to the Rams.
Rams.
I would agree with you. I go Rams.
I mean, I know that LA hasn't beaten anybody of relevance really, but I still think that that offense can explode for 45 any week.
Yeah. So real quick, the Queen chimed in. Amber Casey, fiance, on the text line. Our poor children today, they're not going to have any of these stories. The lunchroom is not what it used to be. All facts. And real quick,
I don't see anything incorrect about it. Everything.
Real quick before we get out of here, the one kid that was never allowed to sit at my table, the tuna fish kid. If you bring tuna fish to my table, you're out. You're on probation for a week.
All right, I would constantly be on probation then.
You're a tuna fish kid?
Not all the time, but yes.
You can't bring tuna fish to the table.
I'm a big tuna guy. I'm a big tuna fish.
I love tuna too,
actually,
but tuna is to be enjoyed singularly at home in a solitary environment. You don't bring that to the table. We don't want to smell that.
You want to know what I used to do?
What's that?
Tuna salad and turkey on the same sandwich.
In the lunchroom?
Wherever.
You were a wild child. All right, listen, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. We'll see you next weekend to talk some Eagles, Cowboys, I'm sure, and Week 8, the NFL season.
Nothing like Cowboys week.
Nothing like Cowboys week. Until next week, and I'm Marcus Bradham.
Justin Emery.
And we will see you